Imagine stealing something so powerful. Your own brother swears to kill you. That is exactly what happened to Jacob. One moment, one blessing, and suddenly he is running for his life. Behind him, a furious brother. Ahead of him, an uncertain future. But the desert was not empty, because that night, Jacob would see a ladder reaching into heaven. Angels walking between worlds, and a promise that would shape the future of humanity. But Jacob's greatest battle was still waiting for him. Two boys, one womb, one destiny. Before they drew breath, Rebekah felt a war inside her. God's answer was a riddle. The older shall serve the younger. Esau came first, red, hairy, a man of the earth. But right behind him came Jacob, his tiny fist gripping his brother's heel. They named him Jacob, the supplanter, the one who trips you up. While Esau became a skillful hunter, Isaac's favorite, Jacob was the dweller, quiet, sharp, waiting. One evening, the trap was set. Esau returned from the fields, starving. The smell of Jacob's red lentil stew was a weapon. "Give me some," Esau demanded. Jacob's price? The birthright, the inheritance of the firstborn. Esau, living only for the moment, traded his eternity for a bowl of soup. He ate, he drank, and he despised his birthright. Jacob won the first round, but the war was just beginning. Would you trade your future for a moment of need? Jacob had the birthright, but he still lacked the blessing, and he was already planning how to take it. Years passed. Isaac had turned blind. He called Esau to hunt and prepare a meal so he could pass on the final blessing. Rebekah, eavesdropping, moved like a shadow. "Go to the flock," she told Jacob. "Destiny is yours if you act." She cooked the meat. She draped goatskins over Jacob's smooth arms to mimic Esau's hair. Jacob walked into his father's tent carrying a lie. Isaac was suspicious. The voice is Jacob's, but the hands are Esau's. 3 times Isaac asked. 3 times Jacob lied. The blessing was poured out. "Nations shall bow to you. You shall rule your brothers." Jacob left. Minutes later, Esau returned. The air in the tent turned cold as Isaac began to tremble violently. "I have already blessed him, and he shall remain blessed." Esau let out a cry that shook the desert, a raw, murderous howl. He vowed, "When father dies, I will kill Jacob." Jacob fled into the night, fear clawing at every step. He had the blessing, but he was now a man with a target on his back. Where do you go when your own brother is hunting you? Who was really wrong here? Esau for selling his future, or Jacob for exploiting his brother's hunger? Tell me what you think. Jacob walked alone. No servants, no camels, just a staff and a curse. That evening, at a place called Luz, he took a stone for a pillow and collapsed into the dirt. Then the heavens cracked open. A ladder, a stairway of light planted in the earth reaching into the throne room of God. angels ascending and descending. Above it, the voice, "I am with you. I will protect you. I will bring you back." Jacob woke up shaking. Surely God is in this place, and I did not know it. He renamed the place Bethel, the house of God. But even in the presence of the Almighty, the negotiator stayed alive. Jacob made a deal. "If you keep me safe and feed me, then you will be my God." God accepted the terms, but Jacob was heading to Haran to stay with his uncle Laban, where he would finally meet a man even more cunning than himself, a man even more dangerous than Esau. While working for Laban, Jacob met Rachel, Laban's daughter, the love that changed everything. Laban, his uncle, became both master and obstacle. Jacob agreed to work 7 long years for Rachel's hand. Days felt short, but duty and love weighed heavily. 7 years later, on the wedding night, destiny twisted. Laban swapped the brides. Morning light revealed Leah, the elder daughter, not Rachel. "What have you done?" Jacob demanded. Laban answered coldly, "In our land, the firstborn goes first." Jacob, who had stolen Esau's blessing, now faced the firstborn imposed upon him. 7 more years followed. 14 years of labor, 2 wives, constant rivalry, 1 household. Would you risk everything for love, knowing deceit lurked in every corner? Jacob stayed, and a family was born, but the storm of destiny was just beginning. The 2 sisters' war moved to the womb. Leah, unloved, bore sons, hoping to earn Jacob's affection. Rachel, barren and desperate, struggled to give life. In jealousy and strategy, she even gave her servants to bear children for Jacob, while Leah did the same. The household became a battlefield of hearts and rivalry, love and resentment tangled under one roof. Finally, Rachel bore him 2 sons, cherished above all, yet even they faced hatred from their older siblings, mocked and betrayed despite Jacob's deep love. Meanwhile, Jacob outmaneuvered Laban, growing wealthy with flocks, stirring whispers and envy. The time for departure came. Jacob packed his life in secret. He fled Haran, escaping one cage, only to approach another. He was heading home, but terrifying news arrived. Esau was coming, 400 men strong. The night before the meeting, Jacob was alone by the Jabbok River. Out of the shadows, a man appeared. No words, just a collision of bone and muscle. They wrestled in the dirt all night. This wasn't a vision, it was a struggle for survival. When the man saw Jacob wouldn't break, he touched Jacob's hip, dislocating it instantly. Jacob was crippled, but he didn't let go. He gasped, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." The man asked him, "What is your name?" For the first time in 20 years, Jacob didn't lie. He didn't say Esau. He said Jacob, the deceiver. "Your name is no longer Jacob, it is Israel. You have struggled with God and prevailed." The sun rose. Jacob limped into the light. He had a new name, but he was still walking towards 400 armed men. Would the blessing save him from the sword? Jacob arranged his family, placing Rachel and Joseph at the very back, protecting them to the end. He walked ahead, limping, bowing 7 times. Esau saw him. The man who vowed murder ran. He threw his arms around Jacob's neck and wept. The brothers embraced. Jacob said something profound. "To see your face is like seeing the face of God." Jacob had seen God's face in the dark at the river, and he saw it again in the grace of a brother's forgiveness. The heel-grabber died that day. Israel was born. The God of the ladder, the God of the river, the God of the limp, he is a God who chooses the complicated. The story of the 12 tribes of Israel begins here. Jacob survived the wrestling,
But his favorite son, Joseph, is about to have dreams that will tear this family apart all over again. Are you ready for what comes next? Subscribe to learn how Jacob's favorite son, Joseph, was sold to Egypt by his brothers, which later led to the encounters of Moses with Pharaoh.